Hello and welcome back. In this Black Excellist presentation, we will highlight Diahann Carroll, the Oscar-nominated actress and singer.
Welcome to blackexcellist.com, the site where we share Black excellence, opulence, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire you as we enlighten you.
Diahann Carroll won critical acclaim as the first Black woman to star in her own primetime network TV show in a non-servant role. Her groundbreaking sitcom Julia aired from 1968 to 1971 as she portrayed a nurse whose husband had been killed in Vietnam. In what started in modeling and performing in nightclubs, Carroll's long career culminated in her earning a Tony Award, a Golden Globe Award, and an Academy Award nomination. She rose to prominence in some of the earliest major studio films to feature Black casts. Carroll has always symbolized something special for Black women: intelligence, elegance, that Black girl magic. Her life represents a story of an African-American woman trying to make for herself with no map and the need for no apologies. Although Carroll's success is undeniable and she made regular television and musical appearances, it is difficult not to wonder what trajectory her film career might have taken if she could have focused her dynamic artistic talent and energy on crafting new roles as opposed to smashing racial barriers. In this original Black Excellist video, we will be featuring the divine Diahann Carroll, actress, singer, and activist. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Diahann Carroll was born in Bronx, New York in 1935. Carroll Diane Johnson was born in the Bronx to John Johnson, a subway conductor, and Mabel Falk, a nurse. While Carroll was still an infant, the family moved to Harlem, where she spent the rest of her early childhood. A gifted singer as a child, she was performing with the children's choir of the Abyssinian Baptist Church in Harlem by the time she was 6. She was soon taking lessons in voice and piano, though she objected that they took precious time from roller skating. At the age of 10, she received a Metropolitan Opera scholarship to attend New York's High School of Music and Art, where she was a classmate of Billy D. Williams. At 15, she began to model clothing for Black audience magazines like Ebony, Tan, and Jet. Her dad disapproved at first, then began to reconsider when she told him she earned $600 for a session. Soon thereafter, Carroll's parents drove her to Philadelphia on many weekends so she could be a contestant on the TV talent show Teen Club. And then she won several times on the Talent Scouts program, where she first billed herself as Diahann Carroll. After enrolling at NYU to study psychology, she appeared on the ABC talent show Chance of a Lifetime in 1953 and won for several weeks. One of her awards was a regular engagement to perform at the famed Latin Quarter nightclub in Manhattan. After graduating from high school, she attended New York University, where she majored in sociology, but she left before graduating to pursue a show business career. Number 2. Carroll's big break came after winning the top prize on Chance of a Lifetime. Carroll's big break came at age 18 when she appeared as a contestant on the Dumont television network program, Chance of a Lifetime, hosted by Dennis James. On the show, which aired January 8, 1954, she took the $1,000 top prize for a rendition of the Jerome Kern Oscar Hammerstein song, Why Was I Born? She went on to win the following 4 weeks. Engagements at Manhattan's Cafe Society and Latin Quarter nightclubs soon followed. Carroll continued to work as a nightclub singer and model before making her Broadway debut in The House of Flowers in 1954. Number 3. Carroll's film debut started with her role in The Carmen Jones. Carroll's film debut was a supporting role in Carmen Jones as a friend to the sultry lead character played by Dorothy Dandridge in 1954. At the age of 19, Carroll was cast in a small role in the film, starring Harry Belafonte and Dandridge in the title role. At the end of 1954, she made her Broadway debut as the young star in the role Ottilie, also known as Violet, in the musical House of Flowers. Miss Carroll played Clara, the fisherman's wife, in the 1959 opera and screen adaptation of Porgy and Bess. But because the film's music supervisor deemed her voice too low, her singing of the emblematic number, Summertime, was dubbed by another soprano singer. The following year, Carroll made a guest appearance in the series Peter Gunn in the episode Sing a Song of Murder. In the next 2 years, she starred with Sidney Poitier, Paul Newman, and Joanne Woodward in the film Paris Blues in 1961 and won the 1962 Tony Award for Best Actress, the first time for a Black woman, for portraying Barbara Woodruff in the musical No Strings. In 1963, Carroll earned the first of her 4 career Emmy noms for portraying a teacher yet again on ABC's gritty Naked City. Carroll appeared often in Broadway plays previously considered exclusive territory for white actresses. Same time next year, Agnes of God and Sunset Boulevard. Number 4. Carroll is a Hollywood trailblazer for her starring role in the show Julia. Carroll is known for her titular role in the 1968 television series Julia, which made her the first African-American actress to star in her own television series who did not play a domestic worker. Julia was a sitcom televised on NBC from 1968 to 1971, starring Carroll as Julia Baker, a widowed nurse and single mother of a young son. Carroll broke many barriers with her TV series, since Black women, when they were seen at all in series television, had long been relegated to marginal roles. However, Julia was praised in some quarters as groundbreaking and criticized in others as dismissive for glossing over the stark realities of life that Black Americans face daily. Many argued the show painted a far rosier picture of American racial amity than actually existed in 1968. And Carroll's role grossly misrepresented the life of any single Black working mother of a young child at the time. And although Miss Carroll publicly defended Julia, she acknowledged that in portraying the Hollywood version of this Black experience, it made many concessions to the middle-class white viewers it hoped to attract. She also said afterward that her experience playing the character had been both a professional boon and a professional hindrance. The series made her one of the most visible performers of her day, and therefore the spokesperson for her race, an onus for which she had never bargained. She was hospitalized on 2 occasions due to the stress and the pressure that was directed to her during the show's tenure. Julia, however, remained popular with both Black and white audiences, and in its first season reached number 7 in the Nielsen ratings, the highest position it attained in its 3 seasons on the air. Julia won her the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a Television Series and a nomination for an Emmy Award in 1969. Number 5. Carroll won an Academy Award nomination for the film Claudine. In the 1974 independent film Claudine, Carroll performed alongside James Earl Jones in the role of Roop, a charming garbage man. The dynamic Diahann Carroll played a single working mother to 6 children. The film is unique in its examination of the complicated interactions between their developing romance and the oversight of the welfare office as they try to build their relationship without putting their financial survival at risk. The role was written specifically for actress Diana Sands, a dear friend who had made guest appearances on Julia as a cousin named Sarah. However, shortly before filming was to begin, Sands learned she was terminally ill with cancer. Sands attempted to carry on with the role, but as filming began, she became too ill to continue and recommended her friend Carroll for the role. Sands died in September 1973, before the film's release in April 1974. For her dynamic portrayal of the title character, Carroll received an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, which thoroughly surprised her, considering its small budget and independent status. Number 6. Carroll portrayed the first Black rich diva on the TV series Dynasty. After watching a couple of episodes of Dynasty, Dallas, and Falcon's Crest, Carroll was dismayed by the lack of African-American presence in these series that revolved around wealth, opulence, and family drama. She decided that there needed to be a Black woman in one of these big-budget television soaps. So she crashed a private party being hosted by the executive producer, Aaron Spelling, and eventually convinced him that a Black woman should be on his lily-white show. In 1984, Carroll joined the nighttime soap opera Dynasty as the mixed-race jet-set vixen Dominique Devereaux, Blake Carrington's half-sister. Her high-profile role on Dynasty also reunited her with her schoolmate Billy D. Williams, who briefly played her on-screen husband, Brady Lloyd. Carroll remained on the show as the sultry fashionista until 1987, simultaneously making several appearances on its short-lived spin-off, The Colbys. The rich diva role would become the biggest role of Carroll's career, as she delightfully dueled with fellow diva Alexis Carrington Colby, being played by Joan Collins. She received her third Emmy nomination in 1989 for the recurring role of Marion Gilbert in A Different World. Number 7. Carroll battled against discrimination while standing up for minority rights. Diahann Carroll's early career leading up to her starring role in Claudine also proved complicated, as she battled against discrimination in the film, television, and music industries from the mid-1950s to the 1970s and attempted to land dramatic roles. Many Black musical stars shared her frustrations at the time, including Lena Horne and Dorothy Dandridge. In 1962, Carroll readily informed reporters that the lack of non-stereotype roles for Black actors was due to Hollywood's fears that it would prevent the distribution of films, particularly in the South. She also testified at a congressional hearing, stating, "I am living proof of the horror of discrimination. In 8 years, I've had just 2 Broadway shows and 2 dramatic TV shows. I've asked repeatedly why. Surely I'm not so difficult to include. It's enough to drive you up the wall." Furthermore, Carroll was a founding member of the Celebrity Action Council, a volunteer group of celebrity women who serve the women's outreach of the Los Angeles Mission, working with women in rehabilitation from problems with alcohol, drugs, or prostitution. She helped to form the group, along with other female television personalities, including Mary Fran, Linda Gray, Donna Mills, and Joan Van Ark. Number 8. Carroll experienced many heartbreaks and failed marriages and relationships. Carroll would eventually marry on 4 different occasions. Her first marriage to Monty Kaye, a casting director and music impresario, ended in divorce, as did her second to Fred Glusman, a Las Vegas boutique owner. Her third husband, Robert DeLeon, the managing editor of Jet magazine, died in a car crash in 1977, 2 years after they were wed. Her fourth marriage to the singer Vic Damone ended in divorce. She also documented her autobiography that she had a turbulent 9-year relationship with the married actor Sidney Poitier. Carroll gave birth to her daughter, Suzanne K. Bamford, on September 9, 1960, who would eventually become a journalist and screenwriter. Number 9. Carroll was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1997. Carroll's diagnosis stunned her because there was no family history of breast cancer, and she had always led a healthy lifestyle. Carroll was an outspoken advocate for women and breast cancer since her original diagnosis. She frequently spoke of the need of early detection and shared her journey from a private moment of diagnosis and self-reflection to a very public, countrywide campaign to educate women about the importance of breast cancer screening. She transitioned on October 4, 2019 in Los Angeles at the age of 84. Carroll was saluted in a star-studded memorial on November 24, 2019 at the Helen Hayes Theater in New York City, where she was lauded for her trailblazing work in entertainment. Number 10. Carroll received numerous honors, awards, and nominations. Diahann Carroll has won many awards and nominations during her long and fantastic career. As mentioned earlier, Diahann won a Tony Award, a Golden Globe, was nominated for a Daytime Emmy, and also nominated for an Oscar. Diahann was nominated for a 1966 Grammy Award in the category Best Recording for Children for her A You're Adorable album. She won the Crystal Award in 1992, a yearly celebration of American actresses. In June 1992, the NAACP Defense and Education Fund awarded Miss Carroll the Black Woman of Achievement Award for her work in charitable activities. In 1996, Diahann was presented with a Star on the Walk of Fame, one of Hollywood's most prestigious awards. In 2000, Miss Carroll earned an Image Award nomination for Outstanding Actress in a Miniseries TV Movie for Having Our Say, the Delaney sisters' first 100 years. In 2005, she earned another Image Award nomination, this time for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a TV drama series for Soul Food, in which she played Aunt Ruthie. Diahann was inducted into the TV Academy Hall of Fame on January 20th, 2011. Diahann published 2 books, a 1986 autobiography titled Diahann. Her second book, The Legs Are the Last to Go, arrived in fall of 2008.
We appreciate the fact that you stayed with us until the end. Thank you for spending time with us, and don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Bye for now. We will see you tomorrow.